Let me be clear. AI is going to replace some of our work as voice actors. There's nothing that we can do about that. No ifs, ands, or buts. However, there are 3 things that we can do in order to mitigate the risk to our careers. The first 2, fairly easy. You can start doing them today. The third one, it's going to be very difficult, but it's going to make the absolute biggest difference in our careers. Step 1, we need to understand and put the human element back into this job. Now, what do I mean by this? We need to actually start connecting with our clients, with our agents, with producers, with casting directors. We need to start connecting with these people. A lot of the time, I'm not going to say every single time, what I see in the indie space for smaller commercials, for mom and pop shops, for smaller projects, are people are playing and testing with AI because they don't understand how to reach out to us. They don't understand what our rates will be, so they assume that AI will be cheaper. In a lot of cases, they're right, but you'll get worse results. It is up to us to add this to our repertoire. Communicating. Connecting with people on the other side of the screen, those people who are going to give us the opportunities for these jobs. We have to now start connecting more with them. And that can be through a variety of means. It can be through emails, social media, conventions, Zoom meetings. All of these ways are different ways that we can put the human element back into this job description, which is the one thing that AI will never be able to do. And it is essential for us to remind them of the fact that this human element, this connectedness, is exactly what has been driving this industry and what connects to their end audience. Step 2. This one is going to be difficult to hear, but we cannot bury our heads in the sands. We have to become parts of the conversation when it comes to artificial intelligence. And the first step of that, let's break this down into 2, is defining what we're actually talking about. There is a difference between general artificial intelligence and generative artificial intelligence. The former can contribute very well to helping us enhance our craft. The latter is what is causing this whole work-related crisis within our industry. Generative AI is simply building things from just prompts. So it is taking our voices and creating a synthetic voice. That is what we are worried about in this industry, not just general AI. Now, it's not all doom and gloom, and my last tip, the third tip, is going to go the farthest way in helping us provide a little bit of job security for us in the future. There are organizations out there like NAVA, the National Association of Voiceover Artists, who are working to create federal legislation to protect the society at large from the implications of generative AI. Because remember, it's not just about us losing a job. It's also about music becoming synthetically created. It's also about deep fakes. It's also about scams running rampant. So this isn't something that just has to do with us. It has to do with the society that we live in and helping to create guardrails. And there are also union organizations that are helping to put guardrails forward. Organizations like SAG-AFTRA that are helping to put these guardrails forward. The WGA that are helping to put these guardrails forward to protect our creative jobs. So understand that yes, even though generative AI does pose a risk, it does pose a large threat, there are amazing organizations out there that are fighting on our behalf, and it's going to be up to us, if we are non-union, to make sure that we are reading our contracts and utilizing existing writers, RIDER, like NAVA has published on their website. Go to nava.com and you'll be able to find it, that help protect us and insulate us from the damaging effects of AI. Last but not least, tip number 3. I told you this would be the most important tip. This is probably the tip that most people have been waiting for. But before I get to it, down in the description below, I have free assets for you to check out to help build your artistry as actors, as musicians, just great information for anybody in the field to get a hold of. 12 tips to breaking down scripts, approaches to voice acting and the like. Go down and you'll be able to find that. Or you can go up to the search bar and put in www.thatvoicebox.com/education and you'll be able to download these free assets. Now, on to number 3, the thing that everybody's been waiting for. Train. Now, before anybody clicks off, before anybody skirts away, I know that this sounds pedantic, but it is going to be the most important thing that you can do to help insulate yourself from the damaging effects of generative AI. Think about it from a historical standpoint. Historically, we have always come to a point where we want human to human interaction. And yes, maybe somewhere down the line that might change when generative AI is able to create something that looks human. However, generative AI cannot become you. It cannot take you out of your performances. Now, what do I mean by this? Let's just not be pedantic. Let's explain. When I first trained to be a musician, I was learning technical stuff. As a voice actor, technical stuff through and through. I know that you're probably here. How to properly make it so that your lips don't get tired when you're doing very fast lines, what efforts are, how to stand for a microphone, all of these technical aspects. But once we get through these technical aspects and really start to get into the artistry, learn what our approach to a line is. Learn how we say things, how our voice actually flows and fluctuates so that we can use the full range of our voice when we're approaching scripts, when we're approaching speaking, just our physicality and how we deliver a line. Because it's not just you saying something, it's how you believe in it. You can even hear the passion in my voice as I start to talk about this thing. This is not something that can easily be replicated. And if someone else was talking about this topic, it would be completely different because we are all innately different. Generative AI cannot take that from you. It cannot take that from me. I am me through and through, right? I can train something to sound like me, but it can't deliver the same impactful performance that I can. And that only comes with training. Generative AI and the like is going to take out a lot of our work, especially at the very bottom where our faces aren't usually seen anyway. Things like voicemail, things like in-house productions, like training videos, things like educational content, where our faces aren't seen and that human connective element is not there, we are at a risk of losing our jobs. But training, working to solidify your artistry is the thing that is going to work to protect you. And outside of that, there are the amazing organizations like SAG-AFTRA, like NAVA, like the WGA, that are working to establish guardrails to make it so that you have a long and fruitful career in this industry. I know I'm ranting, I'm raving, this video is getting a little bit too long, but those are my 3 steps for how you can protect yourself from AI. Understand that it's coming, train to be the best that you can possibly be, and forge connections in this industry. If you do those 3 things, you're going to see that you are much more prepared to protect yourself from the oncoming wave. Thank you guys so much for joining in this video. I'll catch you Monday.